All right, so thank you very much, our host for the evening, Anastasia Lupova, as usual, former Russian Pyramid pro player. So once again, it is Team USA winning the leg.
Yeah, and that one was hard to beat. We've got two Shanes going for Team America right there, Shane McMinn and Shane Van Boening. And Stepanov and Dudanets. Dudanets looking to, repair the mistakes, the big mistake last night in the last match. But that happens.
Well, I'll be hoping this doesn't cost them the title, the trophy.
Well, you can't look at that one ball, It's just like Hill. Everybody always remembers the Hill game. But there's a lot of games that lead up to Hill. I'll be interested to see how Mosconi Cup hopeful rookie Shane McMinn, he's been around SVB a lot, but he's never got to play in such a situation. Partners with him, it's always been against him. Okay, great opening break there. Hit really, really solid. And you're looking at a 2-8 combination that he's going to shoot at with the 5 being there. He's got a big pocket. Or he may be able to play the 2 by the 8 off the 5. That may be the shot. 2 off the rail into the 5. A little more concerned with the cue ball if you shoot it that way, because you'll have to cut the 2 ball a little thinner, Michael.
Well, the 5 ball, I believe, makes the pocket bigger.
Oh, absolutely. I think they have to be offensive here, whether it's a 2-8 combination or the 2. I think the 2 off the rail off the 5 is definitely the shot. You can draw the cue ball around the 9 that way, or maybe even into the 9.
In this case, the 2 ball is going to end up on the rail, the short rail.
Yeah, no, he's going to make the 2, I believe, like that. Yeah, and draw into the 9 ball. That was natural. Nice opening shot. And really, you can't ask for more to open day 3 if you're Team USA. You got the best American player probably for the last 10 years as a whole, shooting at a pretty easy 3 ball. Now you got the 4 and the 5 in the corner. You can see the 7-8 are real handy.
Well, in my opinion, in terms of being the leader for the team, Shane has got to improve in this department. I mean, like being a good team player is totally different to being a good individual.
Well, I think, oh, wow.
Yeah, that's an early miss by Shane McMinn.
Yeah, and that's a shot that, again, played with the side spin. You have the deflection on the cue ball, so these players really have to learn to stay away from the side spin unless it's totally necessary.
Well, once again, Shane Van Boening has to deal with the extra pressure that his partner is carrying right now. So just try to help him here somehow.
Right. Extension called, and this is one gentleman here, Stepanov, that has made every tough shot, pretty much.
Yeah, he's shooting to the right corner, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger pocket, very natural to draw over for position for the 7.
Well, but it is a blind pocket at the same time.
Yes.
Really, I would have gone for the left corner.
Well,
just trying to hold the cue ball off the side rail.
Yeah, he had a little angle there, though, so. Shane McMinn, he's got to realize that position isn't as key, meaning he tried to put inside English on that 4 ball, trying to gain a little bit better position where that's not as necessary. Now a simple 9 in the side, even though we know the diamond tables, the side pockets are quite tricky.
So an opening reg goes to Team Russia.
first match of the day is always huge, but I think looking at the lineup for the entire day, the first 3 matches, I think it's very huge here in day 3.
Yeah, no doubt. And in regard with the overall score, of course,
oh yeah,
it's
absolutely.
even might be twice as important.
Yeah, you grab the lead, and you know, 9-ball pool is a lot about pressure.
Well, you know, actually, Johan Rusing told me today that by the end of the second day, he was ready to accept his team trailing like 2 points, like being
6-4,
6-4 down. Yeah. Watch the 9. Watch the 9.
And that's our 3rd golden break, I think.
And the second by Stepanov, I believe.
Yeah, and that's that punishment for missing that 4-ball. The pool gods are always watching, Michael.
Well, after all, Team Russia is playing at home, so the pool gods, I think, are bound to favor them just a little bit. Oh, that's a big break coming from Shane McMinn.
Yeah, and that's almost, well, it got a couple kisses there.
But anyway, the way the 9-ball drifted towards the corner, just it was kind of supposed to end up nearby.
Okay, he's made one. The one's on a nice track. He's going to start off with an easy one.
Yeah, that's a good break.
We'll see if the 2 gets open, though. It appears it has a pocket by the 5.
Yeah, it does.
It's tight, though. And you'll notice position on the 2 isn't too tricky because the 3's over the side.
And it is Shane McMinn who will be shooting the blue 2.
Yeah. And if it's tight, we'll see if that miss in game 1 weighs on his mind at all. Okay, he's looking at this angle to see if he can maybe draw behind the 2, maybe. I don't know.
Well, all you do here is a kind of a stop shot.
Yeah, he's got to hold it a little bit. He's got to hold it a little bit. He's got a little bit of an angle. He's got to watch out for the 4-ball. He'll be queuing over the 4. We are playing all ball fouls, so.
Yeah, so technically this shot is not a problem, but well, the path of the ball is very important.
Okay, so you could tell he didn't have an entire pocket.
He cheated the pocket just a little.
Right.
Well, you know, in case there are some balls that block the part of the pocket, I've been told that one of the ways to play is just to pretend the blocking ball is not there.
Well,
just so that it doesn't draw your attention too much, because in case you pay too much attention, you kind of drive the object ball into this direction, you know?
Yeah, I've always told people in the way I was taught that you have to give it, of course, a good look, of course, but then there's not really an aiming point to half a pocket. You have to trust what you're looking at, and then don't quiver on the stroke. Just like shooting a combination, you give it a good look, right? But there's not really that dead aiming point. You have to deliver the stroke. Okay, nice shot there. And Shane, I'll tell you, I've been around him now a lot, of course, being a part of the team. And I said it yesterday, I think he's actually improved his game. And I think he's become a better player.
Oh, that's great.
Such a hard worker. Talking about SVB.
Well, and I think Johan Rusing has to do something about this one.
Yes, but Shane, we've kind of let he's a little bit different fundamentally than what you might say his textbook. So we kind of let him work on his own a little bit, but he helps the guys a lot mentally and little things in the game, position play, and he's safety play and kicking at the balls. A lot of people don't realize how well-rounded of a player he is.
Well, it amazed me in the past when he learned one pocket in about a year.
Well,
he wasn't playing this game at all, and then all of a sudden he's a top finisher at the Derby City.
Right.
And I asked him about this one, and he just replied that he wasn't taught anything by anyone. He was just trying to observe the game, and just so you see how gifted this player is.
Yeah, and it's
being able
he pays attention,
to learn one pocket basically on his own.
Right. Well, that's the best way to learn it, actually, is playing people. So hours spent. I mean, you can watch and learn it, but until you feel what's going on, just like any pool game, it really doesn't absorb. Okay, what's the
very beautiful break shot by McMinn Dudanets.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's going to get a pocket. Oh, it looks like he is.
Pocket, yeah.
I didn't know if I thought the 8 might get in the way. He's going to have to elevate the cue maybe a hair.
Well, right now I think that's quite an open rack.
Very open. Very, very open. I don't know if he elevate with this. He may be able to just roll it in, right? Just a nice soft roll for a little bit of a cut on the 3.
Well, I think right now Costa is choosing between just making this ball and or
he's punching it.
Yeah,
he's coming down.
Giving the best position available.
He might play short side here. Doesn't want to hit the 9. That's for sure. Okay, nice shot.
Going around the ball, just brushed it a little.
Good. Well, he's maybe going towards the corner here, so he may have to manufacture a little bit here, whether that be drawn to the 9.
Yeah, still the position zone for the 4 is pretty big.
Yeah, but if you shoot from distance, now he's got to get around on the 5 a little bit, Michael. So there's some concern here for sure. If he can't naturally come to the bottom rail, catching 2 rails and out, there's definitely some concern. He may have to go with low inside English, which would be low right English. Okay, he feels like he can get to the bottom rail. We'll see. He can. Nice shot. Nice shot, which brings him much closer to the 4. Oh, but he's elevated now. Ooh. And a little bit off angle.
Yeah, that's even worse than the shot on the 2.
Right. You would like to get just out for the 5 in the corner, because you see the 6 is nice, nice and handy for the 5. So going forward is a little touchy too. So you may just have to slide over.
He's going to draw it back.
In between the 8 and the 6, I believe. Just draw it over, basically. Like so. And I'll tell you what, he looks the most comfortable out of any player, maybe, between both teams.
No wonder he is the only one who was like winning all the matches, all 3.
Right. But in solid fashion, you know, there wasn't much of course, everybody's made mistakes, but he's made a lot of incredible shots. Oh, now that's going to dive down a little bit. Okay, so he's going to have to check the cue ball up right here, or maybe just coast past in between the 8 and 9.
Yeah, sure, and just opting for the corner.
Right. Oh, he held it. Nice shot. So that first rack with the miss on the 4, it may take that miss may take this match out of the Americans' hand. Oh, wow.
Costa looked pretty puzzled with this one. All Team Russia manages to maintain 2-rack lead. Oh, you don't see Ruslan giving high fives to this duo.
Watch this. Hey, got a lot more of the rail than he wanted. Ooh.
Oh, he overcut it.
Yeah. That was just trying to get a little better position that was not needed.
And you don't want to mess with the side pockets on the diamond table that much.
No. Felt was a little bit older. That ball might have stood up. Okay, broken perfect.
1 is
What's
down.
What's going to happen with the 2? He's thin. He's thin on the 2, but very doable. I think he has to play the side pocket.
And has to avoid the 4 ball.
Yeah, and the balls are breaking quite nice. So if that's any indication on how the day is going to go, we're going to see a lot of runs. Yeah, he's thin here. He's looking at if he can bank, but he can't really bank it and play safe and shape at the same time. That's the problem. The 6 is in the way.
Oh, don't forget that the push out is always there.
Yeah, but you're definitely not pushing out when you can see this. So he might either go for the side. I think the side's fine. I think he's close enough. Oh my, golly, there's that.
Well, what about pushing out in an open position just to try to dare your opponent?
Yeah, but he wasn't going for the bank at all there. He was just trying to draw up on the 7 and.
Well, guys, this match has a long way to go, I believe, but please don't be too harsh on Shane McMinn in any case.
Yeah, he's really just a little out of sorts with the table.
Well, first of all, he is part of the US team, so I'm just trying to ask the US pool fans to be gentle and forgiving.
Yeah, he doesn't want to fall short here. And that's a little bit of what he's done, and that's kind of what I anticipated, that I would have swung a little deeper into the corner and taken a little more distance on the 5 rather than trying to come 2 rails in closer to the 5. Remember, the pocket size here isn't what we're playing with. It's really having to shoot shots with the side spin that's where I believe will cause misses. Oh, he's going past the 9 here, it appears. I don't think he's drawing it. Wow.
Yeah, 3 rails around.
Ooh. Nice shot.
Well, he kind of spoiled the position of the 8 ball, but he's okay.
Yeah, good thing the 9's kind of available, or else the 8 would become much more difficult.
Yeah, and good thing that the 8 didn't end up on
the point.
On the point, right? Correct.
This might get close to the 7. This could make things a little funny here. He's got a little bit of an angle that's falling towards this rail.
Well, the cross side bank is on.
Yeah.
If you like it.
Oh, he can go directly to the 8. Okay. He's okay.
There's a draw shot.
Yeah.
Quite a deep one.
And that's what I mean as far as the 9's very accessible. If the 9 was over on the other side rail or something like that, that makes things much more dicey.
So the Russian pair is on the hill, leading 4-1.
Not too happy of faces there by both of the American Shanes. So now they'll have to dodge a couple of breaks for sure. The Russians will have at least 2 breaks to win the match.
Yeah, to capitalize on.
Coming towards the corner. It's going to fall. So,
and
the 2 gets kicked. So it's going to end up nice here. A little bit of a distance on the 2 ball, but
yeah, that's a perfect last touch.
Definitely playable.
Perfect last touch by the 4 ball.
Yeah, and he can go right in between the 4-9 with the cue ball. He may bump the 3 coming out, but that should be okay. Definitely better to bump the 3 than bump one of these other balls going around. So he doesn't want to contact the 9. That will open up a scratch in this corner pocket. No, he came short, and that's a nice shot. And that shot right there should really take this first match.
Managed to find the angle, the proper angle on this one. Just to drift across slightly. Using a stand shot. Kind of a stand roll. Or maybe even with the help of the rail. Which one do you prefer?
No, I like that.
Because like I heard about a friend that he would like to use the rail on every given situation. If it is possible, just to maybe go one or even two rails instead.
Yeah, it's a reference. Gives you a nice feeling, you know.
Like maybe even more room for error, like striking it a little bit harder.
Yeah, just the timing of everything becomes a little easier, and it's a natural way to play. Most of the time, whenever you have that, it just gives you a better feeling about the shot. These Russians, these two young Russians, were Constantine.
Yeah, so
not the youngest of them.
Yeah, seals the deal. That was a pretty quick one. We're going to have a 7-minute break and be back.